Zelda Majora's Mask is regarded as one of the best Zelda games ever made. It is praised for its dark tone, grittiness, and unique 3-day cycle mechanic. Today, we'll cover the best way to experience this game on the Steam Deck. There are two main versions of Majora's Mask, one on the Nintendo 64 and the other on the Nintendo 3DS. While the Nintendo 64's version's graphics and colors emphasize the game's dark mood, there are some quality of life updates on the Nintendo 3DS version that are essential for a smooth playing experience. Project Restoration is a community-made hack that removes the negative changes made to the Nintendo 3DS version while keeping the aspects of the Nintendo 64 version that made the game so memorable. This will be accomplished through installing the Project Restoration mod and Henriko's amazing HD texture pack to the Citra emulator. For more information, please see these videos that go into the differences of the mod and different versions of the game. In today's video, we're going to install Zelda Majora's Mask on the Steam Deck using Project Restoration and HD texture pack. So the first thing I do is go to the Project Restoration website. You can read some features of the mod if you would like. Go ahead and click Setup. We're going to go down to for Citra users. You're actually going to want to click on the HD HUD mod because we want to include the HUD on the main screen of the Steam Deck, so that will enable us to show hearts. You'll have your items displayed. And it's just a better experience since on the Steam Deck you can only show one screen instead of two like you would on the 3DS. So go ahead and download the project. And then go ahead and unzip the project. And then it'll provide you with 3 different versions. And it'll tell you where to use each version for the most part. I usually just default to the V100 version, as that's usually the ROM that you find. It's just the vanilla ROM. If you have any other versions, please feel free to use whatever version that you have. So you can go into the V100 Citra, and we want to use faster aim. So please go ahead and copy paste the .bps files for both, and then cut. And we're following the tutorial. It'll tell you to right click on the ROM in the Citra version, and then hit mod location, which for some reason doesn't work on Linux, so that's fine. We can just manually find the folder that we need to install it to. And I go to Home, Deck, Bar, App. We're going to go to the Citra folder, Data, Emu, Load, Mods. And then you'll want to create a folder with the game ID if it's not already there. I think it generates it automatically if you do right click on the ROM and then you try to open the mods location. I mean, let's quickly try. Let's just say we're going to modify Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. We can right click, open mods location, and then okay, yeah, so it generates a folder if you do that. So go ahead and right click your Majora's Mask ROM, and then it should generate the folder automatically. I'm not going to use this, so let's just get rid of it. So once you're in here, go ahead and copy the xheader.bin and then the code fasteraim.bps. Copy those two into this folder. I've already done it. We can do it again real quick. Overwrite. And you're actually going to want to switch this faster aim BPS to just code BPS. So like you just need to rename it to read as code BPS. I prefer the faster aim. If you've ever played this version, the aim is very slow. So once we've done that, let's go back to the guide. So step 2, download it and extract the layout archive. So once that's downloaded, just extract here. And it has a ROM FS. So we just copy the ROM's FS and then paste in that mods folder with the Majora Mask game ID, like we did with the 2 files just barely. So after you're done, you should have 3 files in here, 1 folder, 2 files. So once it looks like this, you should be good to go. The next step is to download the HD texture pack. The project restoration includes a link to an HD texture pack. I find that it's not as good as the Henriko's version, but please play around, see which one that you prefer. So here, this is the link to the Henriko Magnifico texture pack, which we're going to go ahead and download the 1080p version. Alright, once you got the texture pack downloaded, go ahead and extract it. Go into the texture pack and find the texture folder. Go to user, load, textures, and then pick the one with the Majora's Mask game ID. And go ahead and copy that folder. Go back into the folder we we're just in, mods, go back one. So we're in Cemu, Citra emulator, load, and you can hit textures and go ahead and paste it here. Mine is already downloaded. Oops. Mine is already downloaded and I have the texture pack already pasted in the location it needs to be. That's it. Once you've done that, go ahead and start up your game. And once the game loaded, you should hear a little starting bell if you've done everything correctly. That means that Project Restoration mod has been implemented. Go up and set up your controls. Please watch my previous video on Citra if you want to learn how to configure it optimally. But for this, the only thing you want to make sure that you have is the custom textures enabled. So that you go into the configuration, graphics, and then make sure that these 2 are checked. Use custom textures and preload custom textures. That'll enable the HD texture pack. And we should be good to go.